It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 6th of November, 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to the English edition of Ora News. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. The former Socialist Foreign Minister, Ditmir Bushati, has refused to vote on the project resolution on foreign interference in the election campaign presented by Socialist Party Parliamentary Group Chair Talon Bala to the Foreign Commission. The Socialist, Bushati, cast doubt on the project resolution, accusing the initiators of using it to crack down on the Democratic Party leader, Lulzim Basha. As a good connoisseur of foreign policy, Ditmir Bushati said that the initiative brought to the Commission had major shortcomings and called on the Socialists not to plunge Parliament into turbulent waters. But according to Talon Bala, this draft resolution is necessary as Russia is not the only state seeking to intervene in our country. The Socialist also agreed with the Embassy of the United States in declaring support for the 5G network, but demanded that providers be careful. The draft resolution on electoral campaign interventions will be discussed at the Security Commission on Thursday, with additional documents expected by the initiators. The High Council of the Prosecution has reacted to the assassination attempt on prosecutor Aryan Ndoye 5 days after the incident occurred in Shkozet of Durrës. Through a statement to the media, attention was drawn to the evidence that suggests Ndoye engaged in providing legal services via a private legal practice. If this would result true, it would constitute a disciplinary violation provided for in Article 103A and C of Law 96/2016 on the status of judges and prosecutors in the Republic of Albania. According to the High Council of Prosecution, the laws obligate the General Prosecutor with the task to investigate all the allegations of disciplinary violations among prosecutors until the High Inspectorate of Justice is established. Therefore, Arthamarku is required to launch a disciplinary investigation against prosecutor Aryan Ndoye. On the other hand, the Democratic Party, through a statement given by Genç Razimiri, states that the assassination attempt is a war between gangs. But the Democratic Party headquarters calls attention to Redian Raya's involvement in this attack. The mafia assassination attempt a few days ago against a prosecutor and those who accompanied him is not just a crime in the statistics of Albanian crime. The assassination attempt is a war between the gangs that brought and kept Edi Rama in power. The involvement of Edi Rama's bandits in mafia attacks after he publicly defended them proves that the state set up by Edi Rama is deeply criminalised. In Edi Rama's narco state, drug traffickers become esteemed businessmen. Seaside resorts are built on state property and bargains are made that allow for the looting of the country's assets. The gangs that brought Edi Rama to power hit out at each other in mafia shootings, said Strazimiri. According to Strazimiri, no special propagandist plan by Edi Rama on the fight against organised crime will actually function because Edi Rama himself is the head of the criminal organisation. Catch what they want to catch. In the car of prosecutor Aryan Ndoye were filmed also the moments when prosecutors were pulling out the files after the assassination attempt. Prosecutor Aryan Ndoye spoke from the hospital to our journalist about the assassination and details that were released after the investigation. He denies reports that investigative files have been found in the car and says it would have caused him to be arrested if it were true. The government will seek in Parliament the adoption of a special law that will include judges and prosecutors dismissed from the vetting. At the weekly co-governance meeting, he stressed that the catch what they can catch criminal group would be fought. It is difficult today to think about going to court to solve the problem. Many of them are in the system and they know for themselves that they will not pass the vetting filter. It is the most dangerous criminal organisation operating in Albania today. We are getting ready in parallel to a special law to bring the fight against organised crime to the highest level. We are going to bring the Parliament's special measures against catch what they can catch members. Sooner or later, the results of a frontal offence that the government will undertake against both organised crime and the KCC will be seen in practice, said Prime Minister Rama. Investments in tourist areas will go through government verification, as Prime Minister Edi Rama says criminal groups aim to launder money. Another measure of government is the elimination of unnecessary bureaucracies. The Prime Minister also underlined that many applications that previously required documents will soon be completed online. The Independent Qualification Commission has dismissed both the Serious Crimes Prosecutor, Praparim Kuluri, and Elbasan Court Chair, Sulaiman Kurti, from duty. According to the IQC, Kuluri, known as the prosecutor in the Babale file, is suspected of inappropriate contact with a person convicted in Greece over narcotics and in Albania for attempted murder. The Independent Qualification Commission also noted that it was alleged Kuluri had made a fictitious declaration on a shop in Oricum in order to obtain a higher expropriation value. The prosecutor denied contact with the person identified as AB and said he had made a correct statement on the self-declaration form. Meanwhile, for the head of the Elbasan court, the IQC found properties obtained without justifiable sources, a secret report suggesting links to organised crime, and an unsubstantiated jail arrest measure. These findings of the Commission resulted in the IQC removing him from the ranks of justice. Also on Wednesday, Tirana's Court of Appeal Judge Artur Kalaya also appeared before the IQC. According to the Commission, Kalaya has legitimate financial resources, accurate asset declarations, though lacked some of the payment statements. The Commission said Kalaya did not pay the customs duties on the car purchased in Germany to the amount of €14,000. According to the Independent Qualification Commission, Kalaya also did not declare the rental income from an office to the amount of €200 per month in the periodic statement as required. There were also 6 denunciations against him, which after verification did not result in as being evidenced. Republican Party leader Fatmir Mediu explains the proposals he addressed a few days ago on electoral reform. In an interview with RTV Ora News, he says that the most important thing is that each point is reached in consensus. The Republican Party leader proposed a national open list proportional system. This explains the fact that the race must be restored as an instrument that enhances the quality of parliamentarianism. Mediu brings to mind another proposal from many years ago, that of a 2-chamber parliament. All Republican proposals, Mediu said, are not driven by personal interest, nor are they a condition for the continuity with the Democratic Party. The conflict between students and a group of young people at the Faculty of Economics that resulted in 3 individuals suffering serious injuries has called into question the safety of higher education institutions. Just this year, the University of Tirana has spent 450 million lek on private security. In many faculties, provisions are made through the application of physical security guards, generally of an older age, and cameras installed in the institution. Students say they do not feel safe even though conflicts are rarely encountered. They are seeking an increase in the measures already applied, such as the installation of more cameras and deployment of more private guards. The University of Tirana is not the only one spending huge amounts on security. This service has also cost $430 million in 1 year for the Polytechnic University. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Ora News, thank you and good night.